A British university is banning clapping at campus events. The school student union is silencing clapping, whooping, and cheering. They say loud noises can be disrespectful and a trigger for students with autism. Now jazz hands will be enforced at games, concerts, and graduations. So DBL Nation, do you applaud this effort? Let's get right to your comments.
X from Twitter says, how does clapping trigger anxiety? It has nothing to do with accessibility either. Don't you know you aren't supposed to use jazz hands, but you are to snap your fingers? I don't know what jazz
It's actually sign language for clapping.
Okay. But if you're at student events, aren't you supposed to clap? You're rallying for your students. You feel great. You have emotions. I get it that there are people with autism there, but we have to find a way, since they're the minority that's in that group. You can't tell what 1,000 people to do that.
I'm not sure it's going to work either, actually. Yeah. Abby from Twitter says, as someone with diagnosed anxiety and sensory issues, you make it worse by avoiding the trigger. This is phenomenal, by the way. Yeah. Clapping is too common for someone to avoid it, so getting used to it and coping with the sound and sight will benefit the patient in the long run. This is a phenomenal. I know people like my family members, we have to leave restaurants. If it's too much clinking or too much sound, they hear everything at the same level, so it's very anxiety-provoking. However, to your point, Al Jackson and I talked about this, and he suggested headphones be given out, or earplugs, so that you're not saying I'm autistic. I think use technology, right?
And Nancy from Twitter says, although I appreciate the thoughtfulness, I remember my son with autism being so stressed about fire alarms, and his grade school was next door to the firehouse. The teachers worked with him, especially during the planned drills, much better. Well, that's great. I think anytime you can work with special needs kids and students, it's always for the betterment. I have a cousin who's autistic, and there are things that potentially could trigger him as well. So I think we have to find that balance, because when I first read the story, I was like, oh gosh, this is a snowflake thing, and then I realized, no, it's far deeper than this. This is something that affects a lot of different people.
Yeah. See the awareness? See the awareness?
Yeah, I think the awareness
Great
is a good
comments,
thing.
though.
And thoughtful. Very good comments, yeah.